Once again, welcome back, student. As we know that we have started the microbial culture and growth kinetics already finished. So, in reference to that, today we will talk over the how can we obtain the desired metabolites from the microbial culture, or what are the microbes that we are taking to culture to obtain the desired products. So, let us see the isolation of microbial products. As you know that these microbes are the hub of a number of desired metabolites, vitamins, proteins, antioxidants and other kind of vaccines also. So let us see how this happened and how we are obtaining the crude form of the metabolites, that is the raw materials, and how it is polished and prepared and commercialized by applying isolation of microbial culture techniques. So basically, what are the different techniques that we are applying to obtain the desired products? So that important methods are ion exchange chromatography, centrifugation, precipitation, solvent extraction. So these are some of the basic techniques which we are applying to obtain the desired products. So is purification. Now why there is need of purification? Actually, in the fermenter, suppose this is a fermenter. In these fermenter, these metabolites are in the form of the broth. What is the broth here? Broth is a liquid. It is a liquid form, and when we are applying agar, so it is solidifying form. So in that broth, there are two kind of cells, or there are two kind of the metabolites are produced. One is extracellular and the second one is intracellular. Intracellular means these are prepared, these are manufactured inside the cell. If I am taking the example of Escherichia coli, this Escherichia coli is cultured for the preparation of the human insulin. So this insulin is prepared, or this insulin is constructed or synthesized inside the cell of bacteria. If we are asking about the antibiotics like streptomycin, like bacillus, ampicillin, so these kind of these kind of antibiotics are extracellular. It means when the bacterium culture is prepared or when it is started, so these bacteria is preparing these antibiotics and that is diffused in the medium. So that is extracellular. So in continuation to that, these purification is having two approaches. One is with cell disruption and second one is the without cell disruption. What the meaning of cell disruption? Cell disruption means breaking of cell or lysis of cell. So when we are doing the purification, we are applying the two strategy, that is with cell disruption and another is the without cell disruption. Here we are not killing the cells to extract the material which is inside the cell. Example is synthesis of antibiotics or extraction of antibiotics. So when we following the strategies with cell disruption, that is it is for the intracellular. Example, vaccine formation, therapeutic protein formation and human insulin formation. This is example. So it will be in the range of intracellular category. So what we are following here, downstream processing. Downstream processing. By downstream processing, we are obtaining the pure form of the metabolites, pure form of desired products by the multiple steps. And these downstream processing is the method of obtaining the pure form of the products that are cultured in the fermentation, or that is cultured in the fermenter or bioreactor. So here we are applying some of the approaches to purifying. Number one is separation of cell from fermented broth. This is the bioreactor or the fermenter. From that, this is the collection. This is the way to harvesting pipe or outlet. Here we will segregate and we will isolate the products. Number two, I just told cell disruption or cell without disruption. If cell disruption products are there, then cellular concentration of the broth is product. Again I am just repeating, if this purification is based on without cell disruption or if it is based on the with cell disruption. So second number one is cell disruption if products are intracellular. I just told when the products are intracellular, that is inside the cell of the bacterium or inside the microorganism, or concentration of growth if the products are extracellular. So there is two things. If here we are applying here, suppose these are the microbes in the bioreactor. So it is intracellular. Second example, this is another bioreactor, or second formula method is here. This is the broth. Now it is filled with the concentration of the substrate or the concentration of the products. This is spread in the medium, not within the cell. So it is extracellular. So that I want to say, if cell disruption, the products are intracellular, or if the concentration of growth, then what we are applying here, the extracellular, that is without cell disruption. Now the third one is initial purification. This initial purification is what? It means the basic strategies are applied to extract the products from the fermenter broth. And here one thing we have to remember, that we do not follow the number of sequence of the purification, because if the multiple advices or multiple steps of purification is done, it will be cost effective, it will be costly, and the yield of the product will be lesser. So there is a question, why lesser number of steps are taken during purification of the material? The answer is, if we are applying a number of steps or number of strategies to purification, it will be cost effective and the products or the metabolites will be in the lesser yield, or it will be in the less output. Now fourth number, metabolite specific purification. Now there is another thing. If you are extracting a particular kind of metabolites, if I am asking about the humanine, that is the human insulin, so this is the specific products. If I am talking about the ampicillin or amoxicillin or bacitracin or chlorine, or that is streptomycin, so these are also the specific metabolites. So lastly, after these gradual steps, what we will get? We will get the final products, and the final product is polished and it is kept at the accuracy with 98 to 100% pure form. This is the purified products which are the outcome of downstream processing. So finally this downstream processing is able to produce the pure form from the crude form or from the mixture of the substance. Okay, now it can be exemplified. If I have seen the example first, that is the purification of streptomycin. Example is purification of streptomycin. Streptomycin is a broad spectrum antibiotics that is obtained from the bacterium Streptomyces riceus, and when it is cultured in a broth, so fermentation broth. Now from here we have to filtrate or we have to taken out that mixture, and it is under the procedure of the purification. This purification is either done filtration or certification. Here we are also applying the ultrafiltration. What is the meaning of ultrafiltration? When the filtration is based on the molecular size of the substance. The solvent between the molecule size is bigger than the solvent. So filtration and certification, as a result you will find the two output. One is the clear broth and the second is the cell mass. These cell mass is now no use, so it is discarded. Now the clear broth is further proceeded and the concentration of metabolites by solvent extraction or chromatography is done. So this clear broth is put forth and treated with the solvent extraction method or chromatography, I just told ion exchange chromatography method is applied here. Then again the forms will be produced or whatever the products, it is under purification, crystallization. This is the steps involved in the obtaining the purified form. Thereafter we will get the pure metabolites, and what we are taking the pure metabolites is streptomycin, which is an antibiotic. Now the second approach is that if you want to obtain human insulin, that is intracellular. So these intracellular products are extracted by applying the downstream processing, and hence downstream processing having the 5 multiple steps. First one is that separation of cells from the fermented broth. So how we have segregated that by the filtration and certification process. Then we will get the clear broth. Here we will discard the clear broth because because this human insulin is produced inside the cell of bacterium. So this cell mass is taken. It means the total number of bacterium culture or total number of biomass of the bacteria is taken out. So it is further treated with the cell lysis. You know cell lysis means the bacterial cell wall is treated with some enzyme, heat shock treatment, so that their cell wall is breakage and chemical or metabolites which is inside the cell is comes outside. So cell lysis, certification and solubilization of proteins. These 3 techniques we are applying to obtaining the pure insulin, that is called the protein. Now this, after processing this, we obtain crude protein. It means these crude proteins are not up to the mark. Their functional value is not okay. So again, we know that there are 4 structures of protein: primary structure, secondary structure, tertiary structure and quaternary structure. And the structure of protein and their functioning is based on the folding of the polypeptide chain. So what happened? These crude protein under treated with the purification. Here what the refolding of the crude proteins, and then final purification. You will obtain the pure protein that we call the insulin from the bacterium E. coli. Bacterium E. coli is having the pure protein, and from its body it is extracted and now it is commercialized for the therapeutic uses or the further application in the markets. So this is the method of obtaining or isolation of the microbial products which we are culturing in the fermenters or the bioreactors. Thanks for watching.